Hey everyone, it's Miss Peristo here. I wanted to create a video real quick instead of an email for you guys to read to make sure that we're all on the same page here about the resources that I have provided for your child and for you if you need it, and know how to access everything at home so that way your child can become an independent learner when they might get stuck. Right? That's going to happen, and I don't expect parents to know how to do the math or remember it. Trust me, I get it. So I'm trying to provide as much at-home help with immediate feedback so students can feel successful. So if you take a look at the screen right now, I'm on the family portal. I don't know if your child has access to the family portal or not, but this is how they could access videos that I've already kind of made, like not made, some of them I've made for them, some I just found. But if you go into the classes, again, I know this is going to look different for you, but their list of classes will come up and you click on our math class. So for example, I'll just click on the 8th grade one. And if you go here, this is our page. So every day I try to make sure, if you go to the homework, I try to post a very quick summary of what we did in class that day, along with a reminder of the homework and any important quiz or test dates that might be coming up if we know them ahead of time. All right, so that way if your child is absent, they can see what we might have done. Now, if it's a worksheet, I might not have it posted, but I have it waiting for them in class. They can always ask a friend to bring it home, or if you let me know, I can have it sent up front. All right, the other important part, so besides posting there, that's also a great way for you parents and guardians to be able to check in and be like, oh, I noticed that this is what you did in class today. Tell me more about it, right? So it opens up that conversation about what's going on. The other place that we want to make sure to check out is the resources. So sometimes if we've done stuff in class that I know students will want to see the answer key again, or I've created something for them that they can use, you'll see that there might be some documents over there to the side, and it's going to vary for each class. Okay. The other important thing that is the same for every class is over here in the websites. There is a link to a Google document. So if you click on this, right, it will take you to a shared file, which is a Google document. And if you click on it, it's an ongoing document that has the list of all of the video resources that I've kind of already gone through to see, which ones to watch and which ones to go for. And I already have it open. That's why it's not opening. So anyway, each grade has their own document, and it starts off the same way, and it'll go unit 1, unit 2, and it'll talk about what that unit is. And then each video has a title. So if your child, for example, we'll scroll down and the new unit always starts on a fresh, clean page, so there's no overlap. All right, so let's say your child is struggling with with fractions. I know this was a big one in 8th grade and Algebra 1 as well. There's a link right here that says specifically for fractions, and they can click on that link and watch a video, and they can do the same thing for decimals. Now, you're more than welcome to Google that if you want, but I've just tried to go through the millions of videos that are out there to find one or two that are suitable as a quick review. Right? Doesn't mean that these are the only ones out there. I'm just trying to create a nice condensed list and also try to find things that are similar to how we might have learned it in class, so that way there's just that consistency. Okay, so again, that's if you go into the portal, and once you click on the math class, you go to resources, and that's where you can find that. Okay, so again, in the homework, if you click on homework, it does a recap of the day. It reminds you about where you can find the resources, what homework is due and when, and any upcoming dates and things like that. All right. So that's there. I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. All right. The other thing is our Delta Math, and Some of you have already heard about this or I've spoken with you, but the thing about Delta Math, and this is what it would look like on your child's end, that they can pull this up and they say they've done the homework, ask them to pull it up and take a look at this percentage right here. Okay, that needs to be 100%. It doesn't mean that, it means that they have finally completed all of the problems accurately to what I want them to do. So for example, let me just do an easy one so I don't have to get out, do any long math here on a video. All right, but like here it says this one's a converting into an improper fraction. If they don't understand how to do it, in Delta Math, they have a spot where here they can click on Show Example. And it'll walk them through it. It might not be exactly how I taught it, but it might be another way that might click, okay? Maybe they don't like that one. They can see another example that maybe is something a little bit similar, like, oh, this is converting to a mixed number. I don't want that. I'm looking for one that was similar to what I had. Here is what I wanted. Okay, so they're walking you through it, and then they can go back to the problem and they can try it themselves, and they can go ahead and type it in. It always asks them, like, are you sure? So it gives them time to double check their work before they hit yes. Okay, they get it right, they get a little check mark. It still does show them the steps in the process, even if they got it right. It's just kind of like a refresher. And so it says here that, okay, you've completed 1 out of 2. You need to get at least 2 problems right. Okay, so let's say they go again, and I don't know, let's say this time they do it incorrectly. Let's just make one that's incorrect. All right, so notice it's not marked wrong yet. Delta Math is giving them another attempt to go back and check their work and try it again. And if they're able to get it right this time, it'll mark it right. Okay, so they might go to show the example again and be like, oh, I see, I made a math mistake. I typed it in wrong. 63 plus 8, that's 71. Okay, all right, now if they hit it, we got it, and we got a score of 2 out of 2. We got the 2 problems. I was requesting 2 problems right. That's all you need to do. If they were to click next problem, it's going to say, hey, you know what? You've done what you need to do, but you can keep practicing if you want to. And that's another thing about Delta Math, is that you can come back to these problems anytime and just keep practicing. So if we go back over here to their main screen, right, we see I got the 2 out of 2, so I'm 11%. I can go through all my skills. I can go back to all of my past skills. Now, mine are in red because I didn't do anything. I'm the sample student and have not done my skills. All right, but I can go all the way back to the very first homework assignment, and I can open it up, and I can go back, and I can complete anything extra that I want to. So here, ordering decimals, for example, I already got 2 out of 2, but let's say I wanted to practice that skill again. I can open that up and I can do more practice here and keep going, and it's not going to impact my score. It's just giving me more time to practice and go from there. Okay, so that's the thing I love about Delta Math. It's a great place to go and get extra practice before a quiz or before a test. And again, these are assigned on a Monday typically, and due by the next Monday by 8 a.m. So that means if they submit it at 8:10, I've already checked and written down their score, so it's now a late score. But if your child emails me saying, hey, I finished it, whenever I get that email, whenever the timestamp is, that's the date that I look at it. I'll go back and change their score. There's just a 10% penalty for being late, because again, they do get a week. Okay, so that's Delta Math. All right, and then last Friday in all my classes, except my 6th grade class, 6th graders, that's coming up, I have asked everyone to create a Khan Academy, or to join the class Khan Academy account. And the reason for that is because then I can kind of monitor their progress, and I can shoot out assignments to them saying, hey, here's this if you want to study for it. So if your child has created a Khan Academy account, okay, this information, this is what their learner home would look like. So once they log into Khan Academy, if they click on their name on the upper right-hand corner, they would click on learner home, and that's what this looks like. And then over here on the side, they can see courses that they're signed up for. And technically, now don't mind the second grade, I was using that one for my daughter, but technically they can be working their way through any of the courses that have been added in there. So if there's a course challenge, or a mastery assignment, which is like basically you can work your way through the 8th grade curriculum or the Algebra 1 curriculum on your own if you wanted to. All right, but my main thing is here is in the assignments. So in the assignments, I can send out an assignment, and notice I put the date randomly at November 18th, where we'll clearly be done with this unit. But I tried to find like, hey, here's some good practice, and so students can click on the assignment, and I usually found a practice problem or a test or a quiz. And in Khan Academy, we can go ahead and hit, oh, I'm clicking on my video. There we go. Hit let's go. And you can practice some problems, right? It says which ones have infinitely. You're like, oh, I think it's this one, and this one. All right. And then you can click check. And if it's wrong, it gives you a prompt saying something's not quite right. If you want to, you can review an article or video or use a hint. Okay, so again, it's giving them that chance to really rethink and revisit their notes before going through the problem. So they have access to this. So again, if you were to click there, they would say, hey, watch this video and see if you can figure it out. Or if you want, you can get a hint and it'll tell you, hey, remember, think about this. Okay. Now they can keep clicking a hint, but then they just won't get it right and they'll lose that point. So again, these are not required assignments. They are simply there. So I'm going to go back over to my assignments. They're simply there as extra support and to get that extra practice. All right. So again, that is, and they can always go back to their learner home by clicking on their name and going right back here. So hopefully this gave you a good insight to the resources that are available to your student at home, to make sure that they are getting the practice and the support that they need outside the classroom. And also, just as a reminder, we do have the help sessions Wednesday after school from 3 to 4, where students can come to work on their Delta Math, work on their Khan Academy as extra assignments. We can do quiz and test reflections and try to get a little bit more one-on-one help as needed. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I'm here to make sure that your child is successful in my class, and I will be sure to do everything I can to help them out. Have a great day.